Well, good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us for another video snippet designed to help us in our journey towards personal growth and development that can positively impact our professional and even our personal lives. Well, that is the hope. Well, I hope that you have resolved within yourself by now that this year is going to be the best ever. I know I have. Yes, I too have decided, like I've suggested to you in previous videos, to select my one word theme for this year. And I've also jumped into action, doing some things that honestly, they are a bit scary for me, but they are definitely necessary if I'm going to ever remain serious about achieving my goals. One of the things I'm becoming more intentional about is taking time to reflect. This alone is something worth exploring in another video, but it's not my focus for today. What I want to share is an experience I recently had and the nuggets that I gleaned from it after reflecting. Well, for about 5 months or more, I have not been wearing a watch. And that's not by choice. Well, I guess it's probably by choice. My watch stopped working. It's a watch I only had for about a year. And so I was a bit puzzled. I'm like, does it really need a battery at this time? So of course I took it off because being I guess quote unquote busy, I just didn't make the time to go and check on it. So the whole of last semester, I spent time going to, teaching my classes and always having to look at my phone to figure out the time or ask somebody the time. And as you know, pulling out a phone to check the time can sometimes be annoying if you're having a conversation with somebody. Well, anyway, right after the Christmas, my husband was going in the area where the store would be to get the battery. So I asked him. I said, "Could you take the watch and check and see if he can get the battery for me?" And I knew it probably might have been a pretty penny because it was it's a pretty good watch, and so I prepared for maybe something extravagant. Anyway, he comes back home and he said, "Oh, here's your watch." I'm like, "Okay, good. Is it how much? How much was the battery?" He said, "Believe it or not, it didn't need a battery." And I'm like, "What? So what? It's not working?" He said, "No, it's working." He said, "Come to find out, you have something called an Eco Drive type watch, and that doesn't require that you purchase another battery. It only requires one little thing." And I said, "What's that?" He said, "Just put it under light." I'm like, "Say what?" He said, "Yeah." In fact, I looked at it and I realized the hand had already started moving because my husband had taken the liberty to take the watch and put it on his dashboard when he was driving. So the sunlight regenerated the cells in the battery and it started working again. Then he said, "Not only sunlight, just the light in the house, just putting it under light." I'm like, "Wow. Can you believe that?" All I needed to do was expose the watch to sunlight. Hmm. Because I didn't know that, I had subjected myself to the inconvenience of having to ask people for the time or pull out my cell phone, and you know I just didn't need the right information, I needed some light. Yes, pun intended. I needed some light to be shared on my situation. So I'm asking you today, what information are you lacking that can turn around your situation? Your situation maybe at work, situation at home, or maybe a situation with your friends. Is there a new machine maybe in the office that you don't know how to operate? And you knowing how to operate it is crucial to your productivity? Is there maybe a new technique you need to learn? Some instructional strategy you need to employ? Maybe you just need more information about your new supervisor so you can relate to him or her better. Ouch. Yes, I said that. Yeah, you know there's a bit of tension there. So get more information rather than jump to conclusions, okay? I threw that one in there for free. Now, whatever it is, access the information so you can begin the transformation. That's right. The right information, properly implemented, can start the transformation process. Now, I purposely mention being implemented because sometimes we have people sitting around with the information. They know what to do, but they're not doing it. And what good is having information if you're not going to apply it? Boy, I could see some ministers of the gospel kind of running down the road with that nugget right there, but I'll leave that for them. You know what I realized too, though? Some people just don't even know that they don't know. Yeah? Those people just clueless. Like my husband like to say, they out for lunch. They don't know that they need the information because they have been doing things in a substandard way for so long that it feels right. Oh, that's a dangerous place to be. What they need is what my very good friend calls Dr. Kim. She likes to refer to it as a conscious interrupt. They need a wake up call. I think that's the professional way of calling it, a conscious interrupt. I like to call it, they need a come to Jesus meeting. Yeah. They need a happening that perhaps disrupts their equilibrium. Whatever it takes, man, we definitely need to seek the knowledge to move ahead. Sometimes it might be as simple as like how I had to put a watch under the light. Other times it might be as elaborate as maybe registering for a course or speaking to an industry leader, subscribing to a success oriented magazine, not cheesy ones that just kind of, give all a lot of trashy information. Or maybe even listening to a video like this. Whatever it is, just do it. Get the information so you can begin the transformation that can improve your situation. If this video has helped you or encouraged you in any way, feel free to share it or tag a friend in this. In the meantime, let's choose to keep learning and keep growing because what we learn becomes a part of who we are. And like Einstein says, once we stop learning, we start dying. So never stop learning because life never stops teaching. Next time, to your success.